versus Randy Orton for a feud. Kind of, in a way, the way that Randy Orton and Christian did their feud a few years ago. And honestly, I would be okay with that. I think that Randy Orton versus Chad Gable would be very good. And Chad Gable would be that, young lion that wants to test the skills and the prowess of the older lion, and he just, either takes him down or he just finds a way to earn Randy Orton's respect. That'd be really cool. And I think, having a feud where it's based on respect, that'd be actually really cool. Just, Randy Orton doesn't respect Chad Gable until he finally, beats him clean. Maybe it can be after the third match or the fourth match that they had. It would just be really cool to have that, where Randy Orton respects his persistency, he respects his heart, he respects the tenacity. It's just one of those things where it's like, hey, you're the better man. And he just shows respect for that. It was just, that'd be an awesome feud, in all honesty. All right, let's go on to the main event. John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Why was this not a pay-per-view matchup? Because, in all honesty, this was a damn good matchup between the two of them. Nakamura and Cena just definitely put each other to the limit. This was basically no-sell mania, in all honesty. Shinsuke Nakamura and John Cena, they could have acted like they were working at each other's legs or their arms. They wouldn't have cared. This was absolutely a great matchup between the two of them. I love the chemistry between Nakamura and John Cena. It worked very well. They definitely clicked quite a bit. A lot of great moments, like where John Cena goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, Nakamura grabs the arm, goes for the cross arm bar, John Cena hits an attitude adjustment, and Nakamura kicks out. Nakamura is hitting like knees and kicks, and Cena's showing that resiliency. Nakamura getting locked in the STF, and being able to get out of it. Just a lot of great moments here. The finish was phenomenal. I was not expecting this at all. John Cena hits an AA, grabs Nakamura's arm, and he goes to try and hit a second attitude adjustment like he did to AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Nakamura elbows John Cena in the side of the head, and then he picks up Cena from behind and hits a devastating reverse suplex. So devastating that it looks like John Cena's neck was just completely messed up. This was, oh my God, I was absolutely in shock that John Cena was not, did not get, basically told, hey, the match is done. The match is done. But then Nakamura waits for Cena. Bam! One Kinshasa out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Holy crap. That one finisher, and John Cena lost to Shinsuke Nakamura. Absolutely shocking, but absolutely great to see. This was a great matchup. This definitely got the highlight of the week. Nakamura versus John Cena was a very well talked about matchup. And actually, here's the funny thing, is that there was some talk about how this matchup was going to end. And the original ending was actually Nakamura was supposed to go for the Kinshasa. Baron Corbin interferes, and then John Cena hits the AA on Nakamura for the victory. And John Cena said, no, I don't want that to happen. Let's have Nakamura win clean, and then I'll enter a program into Baron Corbin, which is what happened. Because as soon as SmackDown Live went off the air, Baron Corbin attacked Nakamura, and then John Cena and Baron Corbin had a nice little brawling deal, which ended with John Cena hitting an attitude adjustment on Baron Corbin through the announcer's table. So we got Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal, and we start a feud between Baron Corbin and John Cena. I'm totally okay with that. SmackDown Live actually really excelled this week. They definitely did a great job. They had a lot of good matches, a lot of great promos. The only big complaint was the finish of the United States title matchup. Other than that, everything was really well done. Like you said, you're creating a great star in Chad Gable and Aiden English, because finally now Aiden English is starting to get on a roll, which I am personally okay with. I want to see Aiden English continue to win, maybe even get into the tag team division with I had somebody that I wanted Aiden English to team up with. I can't remember exactly who. It wouldn't work with Elias, because I think that they're not going to have Elias or Aiden English go to Raw or SmackDown. So that I don't think is going to happen. But like I said, this show was very, very well done. I tip my hat off to SmackDown Live for finally creating a really good show with that phenomenal main event in Nakamura versus John Cena. This is really starting out to be a really good SummerSlam, especially for SmackDown. They are creating matches that a lot of people are really interested in, really getting into and seeing. Raw, they still got a lot of bit to work on, because right now the only matchup I think a lot of people are interested in the Raw side is the Universal title match, Fatal 4-Way. That's it. They may be interested in the Jason Jordan-Miz matchup. Maybe the Hardys versus the Revival, which I do believe is a rumor matchup that they're going to have at SummerSlam. They haven't really built it up too well yet, but it's going to get better. It's going to get better before it gets worse. So, yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. So, with that, I'm going to take another break, and then going to talk about NXT, as well as the build-up to NXT TakeOver in just a few weeks. And then we will be talking about Lucha Underground, and then closing off the show with a lot of shout-outs, as well as a bit of a fantasy book, and I want to kind of run by you guys, so let me know what you guys think after you listen to the show. But until then, we are going to just take a short, quick break and be back with more wrestling here on Friday, guys. So stay tuned. Change the F up. Nope, it's not Change the F up anymore. I have to get used to that now. The Game Changer. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this exciting edition, the first episode, that is The Game Changer here on Spreaker.com. More to come very soon, you guys. Now, we've already talked about Monday Night Raw, we talked about Smackdown Live. Time to do a little bit of a combining deal in which we will talk about the NXT shows, and as well as NXT TakeOver, as well as Lucha Underground, because I think that both of them will take up most of this time here. So, We go into NXT, which kicked off with Johnny Gargano taking on Raul Mendoza. Really good matchup between the two of these guys. One thing that they probably should not have mentioned was that Raul Mendoza was like the first guy eliminated in the Cruiserweight Classic by losing to the Brian Kendrick. I just think it would be one of those things where it's like, well, you just made him look less credible. But Raul Mendoza definitely put on a really good fight. But in the end, Johnny Gargano locks in his crossface submission maneuver, and Raul Mendoza had no choice but to tap out. It was a really good matchup, and I think that, Johnny Gargano as a singles competitor, he's definitely one of those guys that you're going to want to look out for in the near future when it comes down to getting into NXT Championship contention. It's going to be really interesting to see when that happens. So the next segment was the confrontation between Asuka and Ember Moon, and I will tell you this, I said to Max that Asuka and Hideo Itami have met their match in this episode, and I am not one to, back away from my word or over-exaggerate on certain things. This is one of those things where you definitely see a little bit more of the confidence of Asuka definitely is through the roof. She's just thinking, there's no way that Ember Moon is going to beat me at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Ember Moon comes out and she says, you say that nobody's ready for Asuka. Well, let me tell you that you're not ready for Ember Moon. This evolves into a brawl, but in the end, we see Ember Moon hitting her Eclipse finisher and leaving Asuka down on the mat. Ember Moon looked to grab the belt, but then she just pulled away, basically signifying that, she's not quite earned it. She's going to have her opportunity at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and she is going to take the title off of Asuka. In all honesty, I think it's going to happen. That the way that they are finally starting to build up Asuka, she's had a lot of really close calls. I think it was after the triple threat match when she had her feud with Nikki Cross. That was where you started seeing that maybe this is going to be the time where Asuka actually loses the NXT Championship. The NXT Women's Championship. Oh, jeez. And right now, Asuka's just doing absolutely phenomenal with that title run. I mean, jeez, I have to now look this up really quick because I know that she has the longest reigning, not only women's title run, but also the longest reigning championship run in, it's been a long time. So right now, Asuka is standing, as I'm recording this, at 490 days as champion. So she's basically, she basically destroyed. I have to look up. I think what was his name? CM Punk's record because I thought it was like 465, if I'm not mistaken. I have to remember the title run for this one, but I know that CM Punk had the longest reign. She definitely bypassed New Day's record. She bypassed the Demolition's record. She bypassed the Honky Tonk Man's record. The question is, did she surpass CM Punk's record? I want to know exactly, I want to know exactly, how many days he was champion. So that way I can at least have a, firm knowledge on this. Let's see here. That was probably 2011, so about a couple more years. Nope, not there. At 434 days. Okay. So she has destroyed CM Punk's record, basically. Asuka's done a really good job, but I definitely can tell she's a little bit bored with what she's doing in NXT. I think that after NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, she is going to be going up to the main roster. Where she would go, I think that a lot of people have been heavily saying that she should go to Raw. And I agree, because I think that the way that Raw has been used in their women's division,